Good evening, friends. Meeting after a long period in the Materia Medica session. And we're going to learn a very important remedy from our Materia Medica. Not well proved, but which has many aspects of treatment. Many times I have used successfully the Naja Tripudans, a remedy from animal kingdom, a snake remedy. It has all aspects very close to the snake remedies, all aspects the typical of snake remedies, but some differences, basic differences are there. Generally, all snakes, they are very aggressive. The Naja is absolutely mild. This is the basic difference which you have to understand. What happens generally with logically considers it is a king cobra, and we consider being a king, he should be a quite aggressive, but exactly opposite is there with this remedy. Unless and until they are provoked, they are not becoming angry. They never shows or never reacts unless they are provoked. And that's the most mild remedy at the anger level or at the mental level is the naja from the snake remedy. Second important thing that it is a chili remedy. That is second important thing. Generally, the snake remedies, they are hot remedy. This is the chili remedy. So that is second aspect which we must consider. This remedy we have to understand from different aspects. If you open Allen's keynotes, very short description, pathological description of Naja is mentioned. If you open the Borix Materia Medica, again you will get certain pathological features with few mentals. But Shankaran sir, Rajan Shankaran sir, he has mentioned very thoroughly the remedy at the mental aspect in his soul of remedy. And that aspect I have utilized with one case. I will share that case with you. It was a fantastic case of paranoid schizophrenia. Young lady around 35 years of age was brought to me with typical paranoid states. Her husband came to my appointment and he said she is with psychiatrist and she had a lot of problems. I will drop her or in your clinic. I will come after 1.5 hours. And he brought her, dropped in my cabin, and he went out. And then whole story started. That lady, when I asked, "What's your problem?" and she started, "Doctor, there is no problem. Problem is there with different things. I will going to share my whole story, and then you tell me where is the problem." And she told that her husband was who owns its a big business owner, his cinema theater, and he had very much all addictions. In fact, he was drunkard, he was smoker, he was drug addict, he was having extramarital relations, and he used to dominate a lot, and all those things have happened. Being elder from her maternal house, being elder girl, there were three sisters, no brother. Being the elder one, she when she married and when she understood her husband is like that, the question aroused what to do. She she cannot explain it to her parents because there were the other two sisters who were younger to her have not yet married, so she cannot refuse this marriage or give away this marriage. And on another side, from her parents side, they told her, you are now married and that is your house. You have to worship your husband. That's all. Nothing more than that. And she said, this is in my mind. It is my duty that he is my husband. How can I go against him? How can I leave him in such a situation? On one side, there is a tremendous anger against him but she cannot do. Another side, there is a conflict in her mind. He being my husband, how can I leave him? On one side, the duty is there, on another side, wrong suffered some is there. And because of that confused state, she has become tremendous suspicious. She has become very nervous, depressed, tremendous depression. She started getting palpitation. She started getting fluttering of the heart. She becomes so disturbed because of it. And she was diagnosed that she is a case of paranoid schizophrenia by psychiatrist. And she told whole history for 1.5 hours. And she asked, do you feel that I am paranoid? I am schizophrenic? Tell me who can remain with such a husband. I am remaining with him, but still they label me as a depressed patient, patient of depression, patient of schizophrenia. And the story was real. So this conflict is there in Naja. There is a one rubric which is called to be a very important rubric that delusion wrong has suffered. Naja is there for 2 marks in. And second important rubric is there, delusion neglected his duty. Again, Naja is there on one side. See, two opposite poles, conflicts is developed inside the mind because of these two different thoughts. Thoughts, two train of thoughts, or two wheels feels as if Naja is for 3 marks. Duality, that is will loss of, or duality of will is there at Naja. And that state is very typical of Naja. I have given Naja 1M, 3 doses. I asked her to meet me after 15 days. And she came for after 15 days and she was so relaxed and peaceful. She said, Doctor, after nearly about 10 years, I'm feeling such a calmness, such a peacefulness with the help of this remedy. Whatever you have given. I have taken psychiatrist treatment, even they have given me shocks, but nothing worked. But your remedy has worked so wonderfully that I feel absolutely peace. I never had a palpitation thereafter after taking the medicine. This conflict between the duty and religion wrong has suffered is the conflict of Naja. So whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the complaints, if this conflict you are able to get in your case, think about the Naja. It is a wonderful remedy to be considered in such types of cases. Remedy is very close to lachesis. The left-sidedness is there. The valvular heart troubles are there. There are many features. Delusion wrong has suffered is there. There is suicidal tendency is there. The sadness is there. Delusion neglected he is there. All feature delusion injured is being injured is there with Naja. There are many more. But this typical state is of Naja. So if we have to understand Naja, I will suggest you to go through the Allens, you go through the Borics, and you must go through the Soul of Remedy. 3 books I will suggest to learn a Naja. We'll start with the Allen's keynotes, the Naja Tripudans. It is a cobra virus, the Lapidi family. First sentence is suicidal insanity. There are always broods over thinking over that, broods constantly over the imaginary troubles. The thoughts are imaginary. Whether they are real or not, it doesn't matter. The broods over think and gets depressed. It is syphilitic entity, like Aurum. Aurum is also there, broods over imaginary troubles. Naja is one more. Naja is more psychosyphilitic. Aurum is purely syphilitic. And that's why Naja never directly attempts to suicide. Aurum attempts. This is the basic difference. Naja goes close to the natrum sulfuricum little bit. That's why psychosyphilitic. But suicidal insanity, madness. Second, pathological general, simple hypertrophy of the heart. Hypertrophy. a thickness of the heart. The cells becomes enlarged in size. Hypertension is the result. Hypertension is responsible to produce the hypertrophy of the heart. For restoring a heart damaged by acute inflammation, see, very important feature. So, subacute bacterial endocarditis. This is wonderful remedy one should not forget. For restoring the heart damaged by the acute inflammation and or from relief of the sufferings of chronic hypertrophy and valvular lesions. First remedy to think of in valvular heart lesion. Very important. Valvular troubles. I have utilized it a number of times from such pathology with the help of pathological journal. So don't forget about Naja when such types of pathologies are there. Irritating dry cough. It is irritating dry sympathetic cough in acute stage of rheumatic carditis. So rheumatic carditis, rheumatic heart disease like lithium carb, like Calmia latiafolia. This is one more remedy like Adonis vernalis. This is one more remedy one should not forget in rheumatic heart disease. Here rheumatic carditis or chronic organic lesions like spongia. Spongia is also good remedy for the chronic cough, irritating cough, which is because of heart troubles. In spongia, there are throat complaints. In spongia, there is goiter. In spongia, there is lung problems. In spongia, there is valvular troubles, heart troubles. This is one more remedy where you get such dry sympathetic irritating cough in acute stage of rheumatic carditis. Threatened paralysis of the heart. Threatened means it is not yet happened, but will going to happen. Paralysis of the heart. Post-diphtheritic. So, post-diphtheritic complications of the heart are covered with the help of Naja. Pulse is irregular in force, but regular in rhythm. Force is variable. Sometimes it is full bounded, sometimes it is less, but regularity in rhythm. Rhythm is not a change. Rhythm is like that, but the volume is variable. See, these are the hints. And for that purpose, my suggestion to all of you is always examine the pulse, always examine the blood pressure, always examine the patient. Clinical examination of the patient one should not forget. This is very essential and important. So, pulse is irregular in force but regular in rhythm. Inability to speak with choking, nervous, chronic palpitation, especially after public speaking. There is a choking sensation, there is an obstructive sensation, the nervous, the chronic palpitation, which is marked over there. Especially after the public speaking, patient goes into that state. There is a pain in chest, there is a pain in throat, aggravated by carriage riding or aggravated by lying on side. So lying on side aggravate the complaints in Naja. There is orthopnea in Naja. Severe stitching pain in the region of heart. So heart pain, stitching type of pain, valvular heart lesion, the hypertrophy of the heart, many cardiac complaints specifically related with the rheumatic etiology is the Naja. So this is very short explanation of Naja Tripudans, but with pathological journals is explained by Allen. This remedy is not well proved. That's why exact action is not mentioned in any book, but still it is very deep acting remedy. Compare the arsenic, the cactus, the crotalus, the lachesis, the mygale, the spigelia. But all snake remedies you must compare with the Naja. The Bangaras, you must compare the elapse, you must compare the lachesis, you must compare the crotalus horridus. Very important. You'll get the general idea of this remedy. My suggestion is to open just a Borix Materamica and see few important things. He has mentioned it is very important remedy specifically for the bulbar paralysis, typical bulbar paralysis. Very, very important. Causes no hemorrhage, but only edema. So he has mentioned exactly what are the toxic effects of Naja poison and those which you can get over there. Valvular heart troubles, inability to lie on left side like lachesis, the hypertrophy and valvular regions, organ seems to drawn together, very important feature over there. Then this is a very good remedy for the blurred speech which he has mentioned. Headache is very typical, pain in left temple and left orbital region extending to occiput with nausea and vomiting. That is another entity which Borik has mentioned in italics, very important. The cough already we have discussed, irritating dry cough dependent on cardiac lesions which is there. The heart complaints which he has mentioned over there, it is very good remedy for angina pectoris. Angina pains extending to the nape of neck, left shoulder and arm with anxiety and fear of death. The pulse is irregular in force, acute and chronic endocarditis, damaged heart after infectious diseases, marked symptoms of low tension. So, this remedy has a wonderful effect on the heart. One should not forget. Chronic heart troubles, valvular heart troubles, one must keep it in mind regarding the Naja Tripudans. I have used this remedy with its mentals. I have used this remedy with its pathological generals. I have used its remedy with organic features and it works. Generally, I used to start with 30, 200, 1M. These are the three important potencies I have used, but I have used even up to CM also. I have 10M, 50M, CM also. I have used in certain cases, the paranoid schizophrenia case. I went up to CM and she was completely recovered after that. So this remedy, one should not forget, very useful in day-to-day practice. And even from exam point of view, my suggestion is that Naja, it is generally asked for heart complaints. Must study and write it down in your exam. So that's all for today. And tomorrow we'll continue with our regular sessions. Be there, ask your friends to join this unique activity, and we'll continue with it. And as Amit's suggestion was there, yes, we'll discuss certain lectures with monsoon remedies, etc. Definitely. But first, my thought is that I want to make it clear from syllabus wise first, and then we'll enter into such types of practical aspects. So that's all for today. Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Good night.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good night, sir.